So this is unprecedented since World War II. The last time this happened was when Italy declared war on France. Just how serious is this row?
Well, things between Italy and France have been pretty bad, Isabel, pretty bad. But now they have just gotten significantly worse. As you said, this hasn't happened since the 1940s when Mussolini declared war. The recalling of an ambassador usually precedes the total breakup of diplomatic relations between the two countries. And this is basically France's way of saying enough is enough after months of very harsh insults traded between the two countries. And of course, this last straw has been this meeting between Di Maio and members of the Yellow Vests movement. And when you think about it, this is basically Italy supporting one of the biggest challenges the administration of Emmanuel Macron has faced so far. Both Di Maio and Salvini have shown their support to this movement. Salvini last month actually said that he hoped the French got rid of, and I quote, a very bad president. Salvini, who later said he is willing to meet Emmanuel Macron to try and sort out their differences, but that several issues had to be addressed so that this relationship can really be reset. Take a listen.
The second issue is that in the last 2 years at the Italian-French border, the French government, the one that has been giving us lessons on generosity and hospitality, has rejected more than 60,000 migrants, women and children included, abandoning some of them in the forest at night. And in my opinion, this is not the behaviour of a civilized country.
Migration really has been at the heart of this dispute. And of course, it all started back in June last year, shortly after this populist coalition actually came to power in Italy, when Italy decided to close its ports to migrants and refugees crossing the Mediterranean Sea. We all remember, of course, the case of Aquarius that had 630 people on board when Salvini said they would not be allowed to disembark. At the time, France was a harsh critic of Italy on that decision and was criticized in return for not accepting the migrants themselves. And so Salvini has been saying, and he said it once again last night, that he is not wanting a fight with anyone, but that Italy had turned the cheek too many times.
And Annalise, despite what seems to be this rising animosity between the two leaders, do you think they are hoping to make political gains from this, especially with the European elections looming large?
Well, it is interesting because it does seem like this row serves a purpose. It serves a purpose for both Luigi Di Maio, but also Salvini and, of course, Emmanuel Macron. It gives them the opportunity to state very clearly what they stand for in this race. And of course, we're all looking ahead to this race, a massive race, a race and a dispute, if you will, for the leadership of Europe. And of course, we're talking about a dispute, a battle between two very different views for Europe. On one hand, you have Italy with its nationalist views, with its anti-Europe views and anti-establishment. And of course, you have the administration here in France that is pro-Europe, that is progressive, that is wants to keep Europe together. It's going to be very interesting to see how this plays out in the next few weeks. But if this episode is anything to go by, well, it doesn't look like the European race is going to be a pretty one.